One of the most interesting people who I've interviewed in the last few months was a guy called Kallum Nolan. He's a councillor in Middleton. I thought I'd give him a call and see what's been going on up there, how he's doing and how his council's doing and how his constituents are doing. Are you being called on as a councillor? Have you got much on?
Yeah, there's loads going on. Most of it's just uncertainty from residents. At the start, a lot of it was people were confused why they were still getting called into work. So they're kind of turning to me as a councillor to try and give them a bit of guidance on that. And the difficulty for councillors from the start was that we just get the exact same guidance as everybody else. People have been panicking like mad. Well, that's settled down a bit now. Now it's more concerns over social isolation, which is worrying in a few different respects, really, because obviously we don't want people spreading the disease, but at the same time, the government has done a fantastic job in making people blame each other for this. As a councillor, I'm getting multiple reports where, and they're not even that bad. Or someone's been doing the gardening for the next door neighbour was one of them. And it's worrying me that people are turning on each other because in a moment of crisis, it's natural for people to want to trust the government. Because they've been frightened into trusting the government. People want their government to be this kind of all-seeing eye that can look after you and tell you that everything's going to be okay. So you don't want to turn on your government. So it's easier to turn on your next door neighbour. So I've waited a few weeks for this to play out. My pals he won't mind me telling you, is an assistant nurse up at Manchester Royal Infirmary. He's wiping the arses of people who've got COVID-19 with no PPE.
Jesus.
Do you know what I mean? That is happening. This stuff is actually happening. Why it's not headline everywhere? Well, we know, don't we? Because everyone's pissing in the same pot in that world. We just reached 900 and odd deaths a day, and all people can talk about is the well-being of the Prime Minister. And Laura Koonsberg's telling us how fantastic the government are doing. Everyone's just papering over it.
Well, this is
so it needs the grassroots people to step up and say, hang on a minute, this is wrong. And there have been many positives with this whole crazy thing. I think it's shown the best of most people, the worst of a few, but the best of most people. Most people want to help each other. Most people are smiling at each other. Most people are making sure each other's all right, which I think is pretty cool. But at the same time, the economic arguments surely have to change after this. They have to. They've got no choice because capitalism failed the crisis. Capitalism failed the health crisis completely. And that shows with how it had to revert to socialism instantly across the world as well.